We need some help.
Hi everyone, so my name is Ning and this is my daughter Sasha. She just likes to
very cute.
tag along for my recording. But anyways, I would like to share a few tips in terms of how to provide excellent services as a career development practitioner for your clients. So this will be
doing some music.
very applicable if you're either just new in the field or if you've been sort of struggling to provide that exceptional services. I've just kind of collected a few tips and advice would like to offer. So feel free to share or add or comment below. And again, this is Ning, and I'm from Connections Community Services, the Employment Program Coordinator for Youth Employment Connect Program. And I've been working in the industry for more than 3 years. Patience. It's okay. This is the norm for working at home with a young child. So I will either have to really, just let it be, let her ease out of it, or I can use some fun techniques such as Okay, so I'm back. So as she said, I can come back and work on my things. So I'm just gonna let her be. All right, as long as she's quiet, I'm pretty good. Now, following are the major 3 tips I'd say for a CDP. No more tickling for you. No more today. Okay, where were we? So the first, I'm gonna really quick. First tip is definitely be on the same page. So it doesn't matter what kind of stage the client is in or what kind of expectations that you have, as long as you're on the same page and have a very clear idea of where this togetherness is gonna bring. So basically, not only just setting clear expectations and on the same page for the clients, but also yourself. So having some sort of guidelines, what kind of almost like threshold or tolerance point, and what kind of things you like. Let her learn the lesson. Or not. I don't know. I think she really started to like this now. She's gonna interrupt more because it's so fun for her. I think also you have to notice the signs. So when your child is doing this, interrupting you frequently and truly just kind of being annoying, so to speak, that's actually a sign that perhaps the child really needed some physical interactions with you. I know I'm kind of off topic. I'm supposed to talk about how to provide excellent service as a CDP for your clients. But I think there's also some insights here in terms of how do you work remotely while having a young child at home. So one situation that does quite frequently occur is when they do interrupt you very often, very unexpectedly as well. So obviously, first things first is you're going to take a deep breath, really calm your mind. So you're not going to make any rational or irrational and emotional decisions that you're going to regret later on. So big step, first, do it with me. Whenever your child is doing this or anything, even in your mind, you can just do this quick pause. All right, so that's the first step. And now after you pause and take that deep breath, either mentally or actual physically doing that, I would suggest you to second, think about why your child is doing that. I know at that moment you're like, oh, I wouldn't have the time, I would be just so angry. Of course you have your priorities, but truly put your perspective into their shoes as well. So imagine yourself being a child who is not able to get outside as much as before and having so much restrictions, you need to wash hands so frequently, and everyone is so fearful and scared looking. It's definitely not easy time for them. So try to be really understandable and just kind of play along when you need to be. So when things like this happen, I don't know, just laugh with them and just really do as much as you can. When circumstances doesn't allow you to do as much. Oh. Okay, and of course, there will be times. There will also be times where they may be injured or start crying out of nowhere. Be aware again that this is not the time to say, oh, what a wuss you are. Oh, geez, what happened? You really just need to hug them and be like, oh, baby. You okay, baby? Okay. Let me see what happened. What happened? No, poor cutie. Mommy is gonna put on that the Band-Aid. Your Paw Patrol Band-Aid. Do you want to go grab your Paw Patrol Band-Aid? Okay, go grab your Paw Patrol Band-Aid. Oh, poor cutie pie. You'll be fine. Mommy is here for you. Okay, so that will be definitely the key thing, is to really show your sympathy. Yeah, just by truly, like, put yourself into their perspective. And if something got injured, obviously it's going to be hurt. And what do you want to hear? You want to hear, oh, that sucks. Or, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. What would you like me to help you with? Or offer the existing help that you already have. So obviously things like this would be really cheering her up. So she loves Paw Patrol. This would be definitely one thing. What would you like to choose, baby? Which one is your favorite? And then be really, really involved with them. So you can let them make a decision. You can either offer alternative solutions or provide them with two options, which will be the most ideal case if you know your client is very undecisive. I know I'm trying to talk about parenting, but sometimes they're actually quite similar in terms of helping people and parenting. Baby, which one of these do you like? Because they're smaller and will fit you better. This one? All right, let's get this open up. Is your feet ready for this?
Yes.
Oops, sorry, baby. Oh my gosh, look, what's this?
Sky!
Oh, super cute. Baby, you really need to wash your hair. Ugh, stinky hair. Did you round too much? Did you round too much today? Okay, oh, look, that's way better, right? Let mommy give the magical touch. Oh, now that's a better Sasha, right? You feeling better now, baby? Yeah? Okay, that's very good. So that's amazing. So now she's definitely a little bit more collaborative or more cooperative because she understands that you understands her perspective, right? And you're willing to play along with her instead of being very angry, upset, and just kind of make this a huge deal. Out of nothing, because truly nobody wants to, sort of intentionally disrupt someone else's work. Just you know, just because they want to make fun of things or they want to play. They truly have a purpose of just want to be closer to you. Aww. Why do you slap your face? Does your face not hurt? Does mommy make you embarrassed?
Yeah.
Really?
You always make me bow.
What? What? I never make you bow. You be embarrassed?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sometimes she like to simplify words that she don't know how to say. No, don't be so harsh. And she loved to use very dramatic gestures, which is understandable, you know, given the experiences she has. She might not actually understand where you're coming from. So absolutely considering the development stage of a child, what kind of things that she will understand, and play along with her, make it a really fun experience, whatever it is. So anyways, okay, now she's really ready because obviously she already had that physical interaction and the sort of emotional attachment a little bit, which she was really hungry for and needed it. And now she can just be with herself and very calm and play whatever she need to play. So that's how you deal with a child who interrupts your work. Anyways, back to this topic. Yeah, baby. Oh, that's so beautiful, baby. Can you sit and listen to mommy talk?
Yes.
Okay, good girl.
Can
All right.
you tie my hair?
Sure. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to quickly go over the second tip, which other than setting clear expectations and having that talk, setting the foundations and framework for what exactly does the client need and what exactly do you expect the clients to commit to so that you can work together very well and achieve the goals that you both set, or mostly the client set. And the second tips is that you really have to be client-centered. You really have to approach everything with an absolute mindset that everything is for the clients, is for the benefits of the clients. Obviously, there will be times your ego would get into the way. You're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm putting so much work on this person does not respond, or what's happening. Trust me, I've had those experiences too. When you're really not feeling like your efforts is being paying off. But you know what? Come on. This is not about you. This is actually the time when you have to provide support and truly see them successful. So perhaps they're just not ready at certain times, and that's okay. So it's okay to say to yourself, you know what, this person is not ready at this moment, so that's okay. I will leave them alone for a bit and then follow up after they're ready again. Or if you were to encourage them to reconnect to you when they're ready, which you really put that empowerment tool to them. Let them make the initiatives and give them the opportunity to express and communicate with you. And this is the time you truly needed to master the skills of communication, which means that you truly have to, put yourself into the other person's shoes, basically. And if someone says something, don't just ignore it or, underestimate its power. Every word has a meaning, or gestures, body language, whatever it is. Truly listen with your heart. Okay, so show sympathy, listen to your clients, and wait till the clients are ready to actually be receptive. So build that connections and bond truly is super important. So without having that trust or that framework where they know that you truly care about them, they're not going to listen to your tips. And two, even if they're ready, sometimes there are other priorities, or maybe things happen unexpectedly. They just have to shift their focus somewhere else, and that's totally fine too, because you have to wear, by Jim Bright's chaos theory, there are just so much things happening in the world that it's impossible to be absolutely 100% focused all the time. So it's okay to... So it's okay to let them, to sort of...
that mommy's suit guy got her gem.
Super important to be patient. Extremely difficult to do, but absolutely necessary for this industry.
Thank you, mommy.
Yeah, no problem.
I love you.
Oh, look at that. So just moments like this make that 80% of the chaos all worth it. Just the moment when she said, I love you, thank you. Oh, that's all made the difference. When all those moments you're like, oh man, I couldn't do it anymore. Oh my gosh. How am I able to go through this motherhood, Yeah, trust me, we all have those doubting moments. And even as a very experienced employment counselor, sometimes I've had those moments too where thinking, did I say something wrong? Did I do something, incorrectly? Please do not ever take things personally, because it's not about you, it's about them and what kind of circumstances they are at and what kind of readiness they are at. So yes, that's the second tip. Now the third, and not the least, is truly to empower your clients. I know it sounds like a fancy word. What do you mean by empower? So empower is what I mean, empower is when you basically give some of actually the power of control or the power to your clients. So for example, letting them to make decisions, letting them to make choices, letting them to make mistakes even sometimes, allowing that to happen, and just providing that opportunity for them to feel like, yeah, I have some control over this. I have a lot of say in this journey, which is truly crazy important, because again, it's not about you, it's about them. So however they're ready, or what kind of chapters they're on, or how they wanted to move forward, what kind of styles, it's all up to them, the clients. So there are some examples here. For example, I often observe where, there's social workers or, people who was working in the helping field being overly hands-on or trying to help way too much. So as a person myself who actually did receive overwhelming amount of support when I was a child, and then all of a sudden expected to grow after I moved to Canada about 18 years old. It was a shock. It just all of a sudden, I gotta learn how to do cooking. I gotta learn how to do, absolutely, I know nothing about self-care. I don't have any opportunity to be independent prior. So I think it's truly key, and one of my core beliefs, that not just to actually train your clients to be job ready and to actually have the skill sets in terms of job search, but there's a lot of essential and transferable skills, that's soft skills. Love you too, baby. And you've been good. Oh, okay. And there's tons of soft skills that's actually essential for a person's success. It's not so much, there are a lot of data saying it's not so much about a person's IQ or how sort of these their hardware, so to speak, their education, training, all that kind of background. It's all about their soft skills, their attitudes, their EQs, how do they handle people, all that kind of stuff, which not actually necessarily taught in school or trained automatically. So you got to provide those opportunities for people to thrive by doing discussions, maybe doing some small presentations in the workshops, maybe allowing the clients to choose between a few choices of things, and just let them feel, wow, I can do this. This is amazing. Little things does matter. I guarantee you, before I was absolutely have no idea that doing house chores or cooking can build a person's confidence in such a huge level. It's crazy. I start to enjoy baking so much now, but I have to tell you, it was a struggle at the very beginning stage there. There was tons of, baby, what are you doing? Let mommy finish, okay? Mommy love you too. Okay? Give mommy 2 minutes, okay? You talk to great grandmama. Go. Anyway, so back to what I was saying there. You truly, absolutely just gotta allow them to learn and to be a little bit independent, and do not to be too frustrated when there are challenges approach. This is opportunities for them to actually grow as well. So instead of offering a solution immediately, here, if that happens, I'll deal with it. No, just offering resources. Obviously, when you know that they're at a level where they can handle stress or a certain level of challenge, allow challenges to happen, and you'll be surprised, and they would be shocked at how much capacities and how much they can do to overcome challenges, to be creative and actually take initiatives to do things. That's absolutely one core difference, as I feel, in terms of how I approach client services than a lot of other services out there, because I think either one, they're not confident about their clients' abilities, or perhaps they're just too careful in terms of not letting them go and just do their own styles and things. So I honestly truly believe in my clients' abilities in a lot of things, because there's a reason why we screen candidates and stuff. Once we find that fit and the motivation, absolutely there's nothing in the way. And anyways, so don't strip away all opportunities, or leave a little bit of choices or opportunities for them to thrive by providing them or allowing them to make choices, make mistakes, whatever it is necessary. Those are all necessary. I'm a true firm believer of experiential learning. All right, back to this. What else? So there's also a good thing for you to push your clients just a tiny bit out of their comfort zone. I know it sounds like, oh my gosh, but what if, of course there will be lots of things, but you gotta also take risks too. Not to say that this works for all circumstances, but for example, one time I was doing presentations. I don't know everyone there, but I did have a quick background check there. It seems like a few of them have a little bit of anxiety, chronic anxiety issues, and a few of them have other sort of mental health issues. But regardless, I still present my PowerPoint the way I just treat them as any other normal youth, and just tell them all the things that they need to learn. I mean, not just because, a few of them are illiterate or have less education. It doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to be able to, sort of learn things from my PowerPoint, even though at the end of it, a few of them saying, wow, this is such an intellectual, and because I treat them in the same way as I treat any other. It's not just because, oh no, you don't have enough education, I'm not going to teach you a more harder stuff, or, like you wouldn't understand. I wouldn't have that sort of stereotypical ideas. I would just still deliver as much as I can, and if truly I can sense there's a lot of unknown or sort of faces that puzzled, then I would adjust myself. But do not ever have that predisposition or thinking prior to anything even happens, because you don't know what kind of receptive level. Maybe they never offered the opportunity to be able to show or demonstrate or just be free of themselves and learn. So I would just do whatever I do normally without any predispositions. Even though someone else told me different things before, I would still do as I go and make my own judgment. And a lot of times there are actually things that's really surprising that I find out that a lot of others don't know. And a few youth workers like, oh my gosh, this particularly hard to work with youth is, I just don't know how to sort of motivate this person. But surprisingly, after I connect with him, actually a few of them, but I was so shocked at how easy this person is to work with. And once you really connect to that person, and I always see the positives of a person as well. I've just simple comments like, oh my gosh, you're so caring, like you thoughtful. And it's truly sincere and from the bottom of my heart, because I notice those. And I am never shy of saying those comments, like whatever random time it is. And I don't care if I said it already 10 times. I would say it again if I ever see it again. I was like, oh my gosh, you have just the most amazing handwriting, or whatever small things that you think it is. Don't underestimate those power of small compliments. Those does matter. Okay, anyways, so push a client out of the comfort zone. One time I was doing presentation. A few of those have anxiety issues, but what I did was I still asked those clients to try to participate, not to pressure them or anything. Like I asked, would you like to? Not in the sense where I pressure them oh crazy, but I still provide that opportunity. I still ask them. I would say, things like, this is nothing intense. It's just a few sentences to share. And it's nothing personal either. Just, I can't remember what exactly it is. But yeah, you gotta toot your horn a little bit or something, but a few of them are not comfortable, which is okay. But I still just making sure that they are aware, this is a safe environment. And when I know that they all know each other very well, I can just say, everything will be confidential, and this is part of the journey, part of the growth, and it's very important for you to participate and truly encourage that. So one youth was able to participate, and I was just right beside her, putting my hand, giving that sort of reassuring gesture, and be right next to her and saying, it's okay, you can do this. And when she read out her answers, I was like, oh, good job. And I was always there. She was shaking and everything when she read it. And afterwards she told me, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing experience. I've never been actually had such experience. I never have the opportunity to speak up or even push myself a little bit like this. And it's just so shocking how much I can do. And I'm just so grateful that you offer such opportunity. I was a little bit surprised too, to be honest. I was a little not 100% sure, but after hearing that, I truly absolutely think this is worth it. Sometimes just push them a tiny bit, just to nudge them a little bit. Maybe they're not comfortable at certain moments, but later on in life, they're absolutely going to thank you, because this pushing, not pushing, but having someone out of their comfort zone a little bit occasionally is a key essential thing for a person's growth. For anybody, it doesn't matter who. So You know, obviously each circumstance is different, and if you have severe mental health challenges, this might not work for you. But what I'm trying to say is, as a facilitator or case manager, sometimes you just really gotta understand where the clients is coming from and creating or providing opportunities for them to thrive, such as what I mentioned. One, be on the same page with them. It doesn't matter if you know that person is a slow learner, or it doesn't matter. It's all about having that open communication. Be absolutely clear in terms of what expected out of you, us, what is expected out of the client, so they're on the same page, and maybe setting a realistic goal. And the second is you truly have to be client-centered. It doesn't matter, you know, really, you got to be patient. It's all about them. You know, wait till they're ready to, you know, to getting more information so they're not overwhelmed, and truly listen with your heart. And 3 is empower clients with some opportunities. That means things like, you know, encouraging them to actually participate, to really trust their actions and decisions and make choices, allowing them to grow and to make mistakes, all that stuff. Anyways, so that's my 3 tips for a CDP, a career development practitioner. Obviously there's tons more, but these are the 3 I can think of right off the back of my head. And so I really wish you all the best of luck. And if you're already watching this until this point, I have to say you're absolutely committed and really caring, helping professional. So kudos to you, and please do stay tuned for my other videos. And thanks again for watching. My name is Ning, and I'll see you next time. Bye.